Alright everybody, Baron here and welcome back to Totally Accurate Battle Simulator. Happy Saturday to you. So I was thinking, with this roadmap showing off what we have to be excited for in the future with the Dynasty faction and the new stuff, right? We have these, and then there was these two, you know, unknown factions, and it kind of reminded me back to when I had a preview build of tabs before it came live on April 1st, and there were these two funny units. The mounted unit, where it was the dude like an archer sitting on top of a shield, and then Vlad the Impaler, it looked like, right? And it made me think about these unit creators, right? And it was like, oh my god, I played this before and I never released it. Alright, so this has gotta be the most unique unit in tabs right now. Look at this guy. So, I mean, this is what the mounting system is all about. It's one of the funniest things. We've got Roman shieldmen holding up these archers here, and, like, look at this. They've got, like, it's like a compound bow. It's not like the medieval archer's bow, which is kind of looking like a longbow. So I wonder if they fire shorter or not. Anyway, I figure we'd pitch them against this. Okay, so if you think about it, this stacked unit, which is awesome, I want to mount archers on top of elephants whenever we do get the unit editor. I have no idea when that's going to be, and very excited for it, because imagination is literally whatever we want it to be. So, we've got 11 of these guys, shields and bows, versus 11 shields and bows. 11 shields and 11 bows, rather. So let's get it going. Alright, first salvo's out. Who loses first? Well, when each one of these units dies, I guess they can still walk. Look at this. They lost the archers on the top, but the shieldmen themselves, plus we've got a little bit of a testudo formation here. So real time, come on boys. What do we got? They're pushing back and forth, they're firing arrows close. I think this might probably favor... It's the same amount of money though. I'm trying to think like who I'm expecting to win. And I was actually expecting the blue team to win. Not saying they will, but I think it's the same amount. Like, I think these guys are like $240, and the archer's like 140, and the shield's 100. But look at that. 1 to 1, you know, equal amounts. It's not that, I mean, it definitely disfavors this guy. All right, so obviously we've got to do it again, right? So check this out. Oh, well, some of them just fire straight up in the air. They're a little bit derped out. But maybe that's like, you know, why they're kind of like this weird thing like Vlad the Impaler is as well. They're in a class all their own. They're not like in a regular faction. So it's trying to figure out like, who are these guys? Where'd they come from? Is this a faction of misfits? Or like in the old tabs version we had, you know, the others pretty much like regular peasants, you know, the dark peasant, the super peasant, boxers, super boxer, Hillary and Trump were there as well. You know, this time it looks like they're doing better. It's all a matter of this guy's got his bow behind his back. His shieldman was dropped out from under him, and then he just got knocked out. So this is the last one, and he's not holding. He drew some friendly fire. Yeah, we've got one shieldman left. So I guess when you think about it like this, it's probably just better to have the individual units as opposed to the stacked one. So here we go. These squires, I've done a lot of tinkering, you know, since I've had the game, and I feel like the squires might be one of the best units in the game. I want to run a tabs tournament at some point. So if you guys want to see a tabs tournament, let me know, because I definitely want to see who would be like the best unit in tabs, right? But I figured right now we're showing off like who do we think is the best faction. But I think we're gonna run a tabs tournament at some point in the future. These guys are just not able to hold their bows right. I think it needs a little bit of work. You know, I think it might be time to test these guys out against the Viking longship. Woo! He's fired. He's trying to get to the moon, baby. He's trying to do a little bit of rocket science. Yeah, this did not work well. Alright, so now we have the tribal faction going up against these mounted units, and I realized that if I just place them properly, like you can kind of see if the bow's facing up. So all of these guys are facing forward now. Now we've got a bunch of protectors and a few shield throwers, and it looks like the protectors' shields are actually doing a very good job. I don't think there's too many that have been taken out. So here's gonna be the interesting part to see, oh, how many of these spears find their mark on a body. The shieldmen are actually able to block them most. Oh, I guess we did lose one shieldman, and then I think 3 to 4 archers in that first salvo. So now they're encountering the enemy, and some of the archers get knocked out. They're charging through, but there's a lot more of the tribal faction than there is of this special unit faction, I guess you could call it. We're gonna call them Special Forces from now on, because I want to try out Vlad the Impaler as well. I feel like he's gonna do pretty well. This isn't working too well. They need some archers. Now here's the thing. Is this guy able to fire normally? He is! And he's actually picking off targets. So if these shield guys can do a little bit more work... there's too many. There's just too many spear throwers. We're gonna have to, like, alter the numbers here. But as of right now, I don't know. It's just it's such a cool unit. So here we go. You know, since Tabs is finally out, which units would you mount on each other? Like, obviously, there's probably a lot of things that you could do with the mammoth, right? But I'm trying to think, like, yeah, a tribal mammoth with these guys on it? That'd be cool. Or, like, you know how the Berserker jumps? What if you could make units jump off from being mounted? Like, a bunch of chieftains jumping off of a mammoth. All right, so now we've got some stone throwers and protectors. Like, I don't know. I feel like, oh yeah, we've got to reset some of these guys probably. But here we go. Yeah, because otherwise it's like this unit is worthless because he's literally just firing up in the air. Maybe that's why they're in the special units. They need some more work. Oh, I thought that arrow was gonna fly through one of these holes. I still haven't seen an arrow like a Robin Hood shot. You know, a Vasily Zaitsev fire straight through the shield. You guys need to hit these rock doors. These rock doors are really good at shielded units. Oh my gosh, they're taking out multiples at the same time. Now they don't explode like the catapults do, so that's probably good news, you know, for these guys. Here we go, real time. We're going into real time right now. What do we got? Come on, boys. Come on. Oh, they're gonna win this one. I think that's because the rock throwers' rate of fire is lower, and shields still do pretty good against it. Oh my god, look at this! The archers! Like, the stones are shields? Oh my god, I love physics. Whoa! Okay. That's interesting. Right in the stomach. And then he's dabbing! He's dabbing! Alright, so at this point, we have... This has gotta be my favorite of the new maps. Is like, look at this, wait till you see it. I mean, you've probably already seen it already, but look at this. This is like the gate. It reminds me of like, you know, the Black Gate from Lord of the Rings, or like the Wall from Game of Thrones. Definitely a map I'm planning on using for custom battles. So now that Tabs is out, use your custom battle suggestions below. Bro, what are you doing? But yeah, look at this. So we've got the new priest unit which heals, right? And look at the king. He's turned gold. We have a golden king in the game. He's not normally gold, is he? I don't think so. I think it's just when the priests are firing. So these are the knights, and these guys are awesome. Like, remember how we had, like, the Viking barbarians, where they had an axe and a shield from old Tabs? Now we've got knights. Heavily armored. They've got awesome swords in there. It looks like, are their arms linked? Oh my god, they are. By the way, I spawned them in. That's hilarious. Okay, so now they're charging into this. This is not gonna go well. And with all these priests, I think that this army would probably defeat, you know, these mounted units right here. But it all depends on, you know, yeah, I don't know. I think Red's gonna win this one. The king is doing his best with this Zweihander. And you know what I noticed is there's this sword up here. Look at this sword. And it's got a Z on it. Is it for Zweihander? I wonder if, like, in first person, if you could run up here. I don't know how you'd do it. But whenever they incorporate that, they've talked about it before. We don't know. It's not in the launch build here. But you could run up here and grab it, maybe? That would be super cool. Oh my gosh. Blue's turning this one around. All the priests are done. I didn't expect them to win. Look at this! Look at those X's! I love it, man! This is awesome. This is freaking awesome. He looks, nah, I wouldn't say a porcupine, but he's definitely been stuck quite a few times here. Alright, so we've got 50 of these units versus 50 brawlers. This is awesome because it's basically like we've seen these guys before in old Tabs. It's just great to have them back. The Berserkers are really cool. If you haven't seen them yet, I'm pretty sure I showed them off. Alright, so here we go. Ooh, there's not as much. Their shields don't cover as much. It seems like their shields don't do as well as like old Tabs. But at least this is what, the first salvo, and this is just a ton of archer units. I wonder if we're gonna be able to use these mounted guys like in the campaign. I don't think so. Especially not like, you know, the storyline campaign where you go, okay, so here we go. Vikings crashing into the line here. 50 versus 50. They took a fair amount of them out. Oh my gosh. These brawlers are not good at fighting archers. Look at this. There's also Zeus, by the way, which he can throw lightning bolts. Here we go. They're getting some shots from the rear. I guess the Vikings won this one on this side, and the mounted guys won the other one. Look at that. This guy's done pretty well. He's blocked 4 arrows so far. And I've noticed that the arrows go away in this build. All right, well, that's a victory. So 50 versus 50. So it seems like, yeah, this is going to be such a good unit to put into the campaign. I mean, put into our best unit tournament. And if we can put it in the campaign, obviously, as well. All right, so now we've got 10 of these boats. This is the Viking unit's best... It's their top unit. It costs $1,000. I'm surprised there's no Thor, or like, you know, we've seen the Mjolnir hammer, right? So 10 versus 50, the cost is pretty similar. $10,000 for this because it's $1,000 a pop, which is not like the most expensive best unit in the game at all. I think the most expensive one is the Mammoth. Oh, look at that! That's awesome! They tripped up the throwing guy, so are they still able- No, he got back up! Okay, yeah, that's gonna be problematic for the blue guys. And now everybody's running around with paddles. But I guess all the archers are out right now. I think the paddlers are gonna win. Oh my gosh, the paddlers are definitely gonna win. Some of these archers are just waving their hands up in the air just like they just don't care. This is so silly. I love it. Look at that. Oh my god. Is he dabbing? He's not dabbing. Alright, so now we have a comparable amount of these Jarls. And the Jarls are now versing this unit. These- oh my god, look at the new googly eye system. All of them are bouncing around. Is that because they're walking, or they're not supposed to be moving like that, I don't think. Okay, so the Jarls have already taken their first salvo of arrows. None of them have fallen. Some of them are walking with as many as 3 to 4 arrows in them. And now they're closing the gap. I don't think this is gonna work very well for the blue team. I think Jarls, being melee specialists themselves, carrying these giant axes. Actually, I'm gonna have to take it back. I forgot that the shield guys are able to smack and bash and hit. You know, and oh my god, really? Well, let's see if they can beat the best unit out of every faction. All right, so it's equal dollars here. About. We've got one Zeus, and then I went with a bunch of Minotaurs. It just felt wrong to have a mythological god, Zeus here, the god of thunder and lightning, to be, like, cloned. There shouldn't be a lot of Zeuses, at least in this battle. The Minotaurs rushing in here. Are they dead already? Is this guy dead? No, doesn't look like he is. We were just in slow motion. I love their armor. They look awesome. Alright, so who's gonna win this one? Zeus is just crushing it! I've played with Zeus a little bit, and my gosh, he just seems like one of the best units in the game. When he's launching the archers everywhere, that is awesome. Okay, so how strong is Zeus? In my experience, he's not very strong, but with a Minotaur left up, distracting these guys, and some of them pointing their art- oh my god, you gotta do this. Alright, he's been hit- oh! He's dead! And there's a few left, and the Minotaur is carrying this dead archer. Oh, you're kidding me. Okay, they've conquered the mythological faction, as well as the Viking faction's best units. All right, so now they're facing off against probably the most ultimate unit in the game right now, the Mammoth. He's the most expensive by far. We've also got some chieftains here, which are melee specialists with their twin stone clubs, and then we've got the bone mages here. So we're gonna see who wins this one. If they can do this, they've beaten them all. All right, boys. Come on. Can you take out a Mammoth? I don't know. The Mammoth kind of like rumbles. He'll like rumble around, knock people over. He's knocking them over with his... oh god. Well, there you have it. This might be one of the best units in the game. Oh my god, look at the eyes. Look at the eyes. I want to take a screenshot here. All right, so what do you guys think? That's such a funny unit. I remember like we got a build a little bit early. A bunch of YouTubers got the build for tabs early, and there was that unit. If you guys want me to go back and show Vlad the Impaler, like I could do that as well. Really excited about that. It's just good, you know? I'm almost tempted to go back and play old tabs with the poacher and with the super peasant, but it's just now that new tabs is out, we don't need to. But this was a unit from new tabs that somehow disappeared. And we don't have the unit creator here, so you know what? Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys in the next one.